That's a solid Ray Roberts fish right there. Those are the three things that really help me be productive. All right, good morning. We're at Ray Roberts today, and we're gonna just see how the bite is out here. I've not been out here in my boat. I've been out here on one electronics trip, and we looked around. Didn't fish a whole lot, so I'm just interested to see how this bite is out here. But I'm gonna talk about three things that help me be successful out here in the hottest part of summer when these fish do not want to bite, and just kind of go over some of the things that help me. So let me get set up, we'll get out there, start looking. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna kind of talk about the three things that help me be successful out here on the water in the worst part of the heat, August, September, early part of September. And the first thing for me is to downsize my baits. I like to use really small, the Atex Wicked Shad, the 2-inch. I like that because the body's real small. The tail's a little bit longer, but the body itself is small, and so when they go up and grab it, there's not a big chunk of plastic that they have to get. I like that. I like 16th ounce. I'll even go down to 32nd ounce if the wind allows me. But I really like that small profile bait. A lot of times I'll double jig too. We're gonna kind of get up here. There's a brush pile right here. I don't know if y'all can see how it's this one's a little bit older, and so it's kind of fallen over, but it's still there. I see fish. I don't think they're going to be real big, but you never know. But that's the first tip. I'm gonna, throughout the video, I'll talk about the other two, but for now, that's the first one, is just to downsize my baits. Use small profile jigs like the Atex Wicked Shad, and then also the trout magnet, crappie magnet by Crappie Magnet. So let's drop down, see if they're gonna bite for us. All right, we are gonna see what's going on here today. I have not been out to Ray Roberts a lot this summer. I'll be honest, y'all, I have definitely had better quality other lakes, but with that being said, this lake's gonna turn around, especially as we start getting into cooler months. And so I just want to make sure I'm doing my homework. Oh, I just got a little bite right there. This lake, the biggest problem with this lake is just finding keepers out here on this main part of the lake. And so we're gonna see if we can accomplish that. A little one, yeah, they're biting it though, at least. I'm also using the eye hole jig heads right here, 16th ounce. I'm gonna drop one more time down there, then I'm gonna keep moving. These definitely look pretty small. Perch will always kind of mix in, especially out here on these deeper brush piles like this. All right, made a move. The second part of what I want to talk about in you know, how I find these crappie in the hottest part of the summer. The second thing is to find your thermocline, or know where your thermocline usually is. Sometimes you can really see it on the graph, sometimes you can't. I'm trying to see it right here, and I can kind of see it. So I don't know if you could see, there's a little bit of a line right here. This is about 40 foot. I think that's a little deep, but what I do is I just turn the sensitivity up, and it's kind of going away now that I backed off. But some lakes it's real easy to find. Typically, in general, for me, it's usually around that 20 to 25 foot mark on these main lakes that I fish. Ray Roberts, Louisville, Grapevine, Lavon, is usually in that 20-25 foot range. It does vary, it changes with the weather, and that thermocline is something that those crappie cannot go below very long. And so what they'll do is they'll get right above it, right in that kind of, right above it, 4 or 5 foot, right in that kind of sweet zone where the water's coolest and it's the most oxygenated. And that right there eliminates a lot of water. In the wintertime, that's not there, so these fish can go anywhere in the winter. In the summertime, when you find that, it'll really lock in fish to a certain depth. And so we're gonna get over here and check this brush pile. It should be in a good depth and it should have a bunch of fish on it. All right. So as you can see, this is in that 20 to 25 foot depth range that I really like this time of year. And this one right here typically just has a ton of fish. Now it's gonna have a ton of short fish, but if you work through them enough, there's good keepers on this. So we're just gonna have to just kind of get down there and see. You're gonna miss a lot of fish out here on this stuff, but you will catch some good fish out here. There's a lot of perch on this too. Typically I do like to try to go down to the bottom on these because the perch like to sit up high. Crappie will tend to sit a little bit further down. These piles right here are so big that, you know, they could be in one little zone. Got one. There we go. Another short black, but hey, it's fun. I like how instant that was. Let's see if we can get a couple more. These fish are sitting up a little bit higher. One bit it. There's one. A little better one, maybe? No. Man, he thought he was. That guy pulled harder than any of them. I went to an 1/8 ounce eye hole jig just because I'm really wanting to try to get down past those small fish. I need a little more weight to do that. It's pretty rare to have a problem where there's so many fish you can't get your jigs to drop down through there. There's one. Golly, they're just tiny. Huh. I mean, usually you catch a few good ones here and there, but it's not been the case so far today. We're gonna have to go find some better fish somewhere, I think. Is that a better one? So hard to tell when you catch them so deep like this. About the same size. I'm gonna bit the top jig. When you catch them so deep, they, you know, you get so much, they get so much leverage on you, I guess I should say. So a little one will feel really nice down there far, especially with a good ultralight setup like this, light tackle. Really small. Didn't even set the hook on that one. Finally got a little better one. That one might keep. Got that one on the crappie magnet. Yeah, that one will probably be right at 10. It's like I know they're down there. Just got to find the right zone. Maybe we found it finally. That one hit it pretty hard. Another one. That one's small though. At least we got in a little area with some crappie. It's just so fun just catching fish, y'all. I've always been just a numbers guy. Maybe that's why I don't fish tournaments and stuff. Like, it's just not fun to me. I just want to go out and catch as many fish as possible and have a good time. Got that one. I don't think he's any better, but he's not as small. I'm gonna hit the wicked shad. Definitely onto a little something right here, I think. And they're not gonna all be giants, but at least they're a little bit bigger. That'll be good. Yeah, as soon as I get over there, they come out there after it. Oh, that one had it the whole time. It's not very big, but that one hit it on the fall. Oh, a little bigger. You know, you're not gonna go out here and just catch a bunch of giants, but you'll go out here and catch a lot of fish. I'm all about catching fish. But yeah, though, so far, you know, like I said, finding that thermocline and downsizing baits are gonna be, you know, what really help you be successful. These crappie, when it gets hot like this, these crappie do not want to bite, y'all. They really don't. So you're just really having to kind of trick them into it. It's not like an aggressive bite at all. And those two things help me a lot. The third thing that I really try to do this time of year too is I try to cover water, you guys. I don't want to go to one spot and just sit there. A lot of times you're not going to be as productive doing that. You really want to cover water and just find aggressive fish. Like I said, they don't want to bite, and so not every place you pull up, I don't care how many fish it's got, not every place you pull up on, it's just they're going to be biting. So you just want to cover water until you find some that are biting, or maybe you find that, you know, better fish in a certain spot, you stay there a little bit longer. But those are the three things that really help me be productive. When it hit it on the fall right there. That's how you know you got a sensitive rod right there. That one just kind of brushed up against it and I got him. B&M, y'all. It seems super sensitive. I really like it. It doesn't have that name for no reason, for sure. There he is. I definitely got at least some crappie found. You know, you're gonna have to weed through them, but they're biting. When you get it close to one that wants to feed, they will hit it. There's, oh, I think that was a better one. That was a better one, I think. That one felt a lot heavier. Is that a better one? Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's the kind that we're after down there. Oh, we just snagged them. I thought we had a giant. That's how many fish are down there. You're just like bumping into them. All right, I made another move to a brush pile right here. This one right here typically has some decent ones on it. Ooh, I bit as soon as I dropped it down there. So I'm interested to see if this one's got some good ones or not. Let's see. This one's got a long limb on it that's horizontal, and they really like to get on it. There's something really small. Oh, perch. There's lots of those down there. Just little. You just can't get it. Got that one. That was not too bad. Oh, that's a nice one. Look at that one. Oh yeah, there we go. That's the kind that I know lived down there. That one was on the wicked shad. Look at that one. That's a solid Ray Roberts fish right there. Healthy. I know they're down there. It's the same thing I'm seeing everywhere, y'all. It's tough. It is tough. These brush piles are just full of fish, but they're small. Caught one good one off of that one at least, but just lots of small fish. I don't know. Definitely seems like we've hit kind of a slow period everywhere. It'll get better for sure, but right now it's tough. It's tough out there, but we're gonna keep looking. We're gonna keep doing some homework out here, and hopefully we get into some good ones. All right, made another move to another big brush pile. We're gonna see what's going on here. This one's in 25 foot, but this one has a couple pieces that come way up off the bottom. That did not take long. Not a bad fish either. I mean, for how today's been. Not too bad. Definitely not a keeper, but at least that one bit it. Just can't hook them. Got that one. I'm just like waiting when I feel a bite because I don't really know. Short black. That one bit it pretty fast. A little bigger. That one might keep. That one be really close to keeping, but I'm not keeping any, so we're not going to check him, but he's going to be right there. White crappie. This brush pile's not been terrible. Oh, one shot off of that limb and missed it. I've got all the... I mean, you can see there's fish stacked on these brush piles. They're just not big. It's funny because I have noticed that there's a time frame in the fall out here that these fish, you know, the size gets a lot better. And I can't wait for that. Finally got one. My goodness. Yeah, that's what I thought they were. That's exactly what I thought they were. Old green carps. Got that one. See what it is. It's the right kind, and he came off. That was a keeper too. That one came out of nowhere. Pulled the boat out. I don't know, it's tough, you guys, it's tough. This is the third or fourth, no, this is the fourth lake, different lake I've been on recently, and it's just tough all the way around. Getting fish to bite, finding keepers, it's tough, it's tough. There's definitely a reason you see a lot of these guys driving out east right now, and you know, if I could, I would too, but I just can't right now, and I can kind of get by until this bite gets better. I can catch fish no problem, but guiding is a whole different thing, and it's just tough. Once this water cools down, you know, it won't take long. Get this water, you know, it's almost fall. Once fall gets here, this bite will get better. And I think, you know, that's when I'm gonna kind of hunker down with trips and try to get as many in as I can. And until then, I'm just gonna try to do what I can do more learning trips, but it's tough. It's tough, you guys. A lot of small fish today. I might have had 3 keepers, which is not good. But I still had a good time, caught some fish, and you know, that's what it's all about. Anyway, I'm gonna get on back, try to beat some of this traffic, and try it again a different day. I got some pretty cool stuff, pretty cool things footage wise coming up pretty soon, and next couple weeks I think, so y'all be on the lookout for that. But we're gonna get on out of here, y'all. Hope y'all have a good one. See you in the next one.